So I'm gonna do just a quick recipe for you. This is one of my favourite recipes on the Slimming World. It's something that I eat quite a lot for breakfast. Sorry, not for breakfast. For lunch this or for dinner. Really tasty, really filling. It does the job. I will find out the sin values for you and put them here. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is the sin value. Basically, gonna be it's like just a pasta, a simple pasta with using sausages to make it lovely and meaty, and balsamic vinegar and a few other ingredients, but it makes it lovely, and also with a bit of chilli to give it a bit of a kick. So if you don't like chilli, maybe this one isn't for you, but I don't really love hot food. I make this up to how I like it. I don't ever use more than one chilli. I take out all the seeds, and sometimes I just use half, but just for the flavour. So you could do that. So you don't have to make it like really, really over spicy. You can be just mild. I'm going to get into it. The first thing you want to do is prep all of your ingredients. So get a kettle full of water on the boil. You want that ready to go for your pasta. Get your food processor out, because you're going to need that to whiz up some of the ingredients, and I'll get right into it. Okay, so the ingredients you want to begin with are 3 carrots. You also need 2 sticks of celery, self-explanatory, and 4 spring onions. I don't bother peeling them. I just give them a good wash, as Jamie Oliver says. Give them a good wash, make sure they're clean, and they're good to go in the processor. So yeah, give them a quick wash. Also, you want, depending on how hot you want this, I never use more than 1 chilli, and I use quite a small one. So it's up to you how you do this, but you want 1 chilli. You want to de-seed that and give it a rinse, then you're good to go. Okay, so I've chopped all my veggies just slightly. I haven't obviously chopped them. I've just roughly chopped them to make the job a little bit easier in the food processor. So that's just the the carrot, the spring onion, the celery, and I'm going to add the chilli once that's processed down a little bit, so it's a little bit smaller. I'm now going to put my pan of boiling water on, ready for my pasta. So I'm going to get that pan heating up nicely and get cracking with the food. Going in with my kettle full of water. Trying to burn down the house, as you can hear. Okay. One thing to note, when you're cutting off the chilies, and if you touch them with your hands, don't then touch your eyes, because that burns like hell, and I do it all the time. I'm going to go in with the chili now, and get that blended up. Okay. Now you want to get your frying pan nice and warm, so get that on the heat. Okay, now would be a good time to grab your fry light, get your frying pan on the go. You want to get it on a medium heat, nice and warm, ready for your veggies to start browning, and transfer them straight over into the pan. And what I'm going to do here is add some garlic. However much garlic you want to put. I love garlic, so, and I get the frozen one. I can't be dealing with chopping it up at the moment, especially at this time of night. So I'll just chuck in maybe 2 to 3 cloves to get the veg just cooking through slightly. You don't want to burn it, you don't want it overdone. Just let the vegetables start to sweat, and just get it cooking nicely, get a nice smell. You have it already. Whack in some pasta. I usually put in enough for about 3 people's worth. I always quarter a people's worth is a good handful. So put in 3 portions of pasta, however much pasta you like, because this for me makes 3 portions of this meal. I use fusilli. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I use that. That's really nice and tasty, but you can use any pasta that you like. Make sure there's some salt in it as well. The next part is you're going to need some sausages. I use Herts sausages. I really love these. They're chicken sausages. They're called the Chicken Italia. They're really herby. They are hot. I believe they're half a sin per sausage. I am going to use the whole pack. So for the whole pack, I think there's 10 in here. There is 10. So that would be 5 sins for the entire packet. And that is going to be split over 3 portions. So, look at me trying to do the maths. Yeah, that's going to be 5 sins, and you're going to spread that through 3 portions, hopefully. Or it depends how much you eat. You might eat less than me, so this might do you for 4 portions. But yeah, I do use a whole pack. So you're going to want to chop these up, not too small, just into chunks, and then you want to chop them, throw them into the food processor and get them ready for whizzing up. Okay, so for the next part, you are going to want 2 teaspoons of oregano, heaped teaspoons, to go into the processor, along with the sausage meat. I'll just do that now. Okay, and then also you're going to want to use 2 heaped teaspoons of fennel seeds. These are imperative to the flavour of this meal. They it really does make it what it is. So definitely get those in there. 2 heaped teaspoons of those. And you're going to want to whisk those all together nicely. Give them a good mix up. They do sort of go into a globby mess, but once it's in the pan, it smells amazing. You're going to want to take that sausage meat now out of the processor. You won't need to use that again now, so you can take that away and wash it, because it's going to be grubby. And you want to get this sausage meat straight into the pan. Once that's in, you want to start separating out the sausage meat, so pulling it away. And it will go into like a really lovely, it should take on a similar texture to your vegetables, and the smell should be really nice. You want to cook that off for about 5 to 10 minutes, just so that it starts to, the chicken in the sausages start to cook, and it doesn't need to be fully cooked because we are going to leave it on for a little bit longer afterwards. Okay, so my pasta's been on now for about 7 or 8 minutes. The sausage meat has started to separate nicely. I've sort of chopped away at it with my wooden spoon. It's taken a nice little texture. So I want to now put in 4 tablespoons. So yeah, balsamic vinegar. 4 tablespoons of this straight onto your sausage meat and veggies. Go. And then you are going to put on top 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, or if you prefer, you can use a tin of peeled plum tomatoes, because I know everybody says that the chopped tomatoes are all the rubbish ones and the peeled ones are the best quality. So whatever you choose to use is fine. You want a tin now of chopped tomatoes straight on top of the balsamic vinegar and the sausage mixture. So you're going to want the consistency of this to be quite loose. Originally, when I've made this at the beginning, I used to make it really like over thick, and it wasn't very wet. So what you can do if you want it to make it looser is to, once the pasta's cooked, reserve some of the water that you cook the pasta in, because it'll be really starchy, and I just transfer or ladle over spoonfuls from the pasta saucepan into the saucepan with the sausage and vegetables. I just spoon it over until it's like takes a really silky, loose consistency, because I think it was Jamie Oliver that said that the Italians use their sauces and their bologneses and stuff like that are much wetter, and there's more liquid than I think we traditionally use in our cooking. So yeah, if it's seeming like it's a little bit dry, just transfer over some of that pasta water and it will take on a really lovely silky consistency. So don't worry if it's too wet, because that's kind of how you want it to be. Yeah, once your pasta's cooked, you want to drain it off and just let it cool slightly. And then you need to just leave the sausage and vegetable mixture just bubbling over for a little while. Probably doesn't need much longer now than another 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure, just as long as you just want to make sure that meat is cooked through, that's the main thing. But obviously, as it's been processed, it's broken it down into much smaller pieces, so it should cook. So yeah, you want to just let that simmer for a little while and let them flavours all mix together, and it should be smelling really good right now. So yeah, just let your pasta cool down a bit. Concentrate on just keep giving your sausage mixture a little stir, and maybe 5 to 7 minutes depending on how it's looking. But my meat is already more or less done anyway because we fried it off. So that's looking good now. I think I've got it just about done. I'll take you over a sneak peek. That's what it looks like. Obviously you're going to have a whole bunch of dishes now. That is the unfortunate thing with this, because you've obviously got to now clean up the food processor, 2 pans, and it gets pretty grim, chopping board and all that. So yeah, mine's more or less done. So I'm going to reduce that temperature down to virtually nothing, the lowest it will go. I'm going to add on the pasta on top. I'm going to mix it all through and literally let that just warm through for 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. My pasta's been mixed in nicely and warmed through. And if you were going to eat this now, all of it, you would just wash up 3 basil leaves. Oh, it smells so amazing. Wash up 3 basil leaves and just tear them in. If you're going to serve it to everybody as like a meal for like 3 or 4 people or whatever. Because I'm not eating mine now, I'm not going to use my basil. I'm going to just let that cool down. I'm going to put it straight into a Tupperware container. Let it cool down, and then I'm going to store it in the fridge. I don't store mine for longer than 2 days. I don't really like storing chicken or meat in general once it's been cooked. I don't like storing it for longer than that. It probably will last fine, but I don't trust it. I don't want to mess about with meat. So yeah, I'll whack that in the fridge for 2 days. You could probably freeze it as well, but if you're going to freeze it, don't put the pasta in. So just freeze the sausage mixture, because I don't find that cooked pasta freezes well at all. So yeah, if you want to serve it now, whack on some basil. Always I always put a teaspoon of parmesan, not teaspoon, a tablespoon of parmesan over the top, because that's really nice too. Just a bit of grated parmesan. But this is the finished article. That's how it looks now. It's amazing. The flavours are amazing. So it's one of my favourite dinners or lunches. It goes really gorgeous with a bit of salad. I always whack a salad on the side of it to help add my 3rd plate of that is food. One of my favourite recipes. It's the sausagey pasta, I guess you could call it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put up videos at least once a week, usually on a Sunday, but I also do Slimming World stuff and recipes midweek. So give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll see you on the next one.